Nope. Sounds sick, right?
Captain's log, stardate 43935.1. We have moved into orbit around Brielle 4 to investigate a potentially catastrophic threat to the population from a descending asteroidal moon.
The satellite's trajectory continues to deteriorate, Captain. This orbit will bring it to within 500 kilometers of the planet's surface.
Atmospheric drag to bring it down on the next orbit.
Have you been able to find any reason for this?
No, Doctor. It is a most unusual phenomenon.
Won't the moon disintegrate prior to impact?
No. It is a ferrous crystalline structure and will be able to withstand the tidal forces.
Couldn't we just blow it into harmless chunks?
The total mass of the moon would remain the same, Commander, and an impact of thousands of fragments would spread destruction over an even wider area.
How long before impact?
29 hours, projected somewhere along the western continent. It would destroy an area 800 kilometers in radius.
Captain, compared to the massive seismic repercussions, landquakes and tsunami.
The force would raise a cloud of dust around the planet, leading to a significant temperature drop. We could be looking at our own ice age.
Commander LaForge, is there any way the Enterprise might be able to coax this satellite back where it belongs?
You need to apply a delta V of at least 4 kilometers per second. Even with more power to the tractor beam, it would mean exceeding recommended impulse engine output by at least 47%. It'd be like an ant pushing a tricycle. A slim chance at best.
Given the choices between slim to none, I take slim any day.
Make it so.
Lieutenant Worf, signal all ships in the sector to join us in relief efforts.
Aye, sir.
We'll keep you informed of our progress. Picard out.
Can you give us any more, Geordi?
Not without burning out the tractor beam emitter. The circuits are already beyond their thermal limit.
Delta V is 92 meters per second. The mass is too great. We are having an effect, but it is negligible.
What is that?
Unable to identify source.
Worf, what the hell are the sensors showing?
The sound is not registering, Commander.
Red alert!
Space, the
Final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
Its
Continuing mission. Explore strange new worlds. To seek out new life and new civilizations. To boldly go where no one has gone before.
Captain's log, supplemental. We are no closer to finding a solution to the Brielle 4 moon, but with the arrival of Q, we now have a good idea of the cause.
We couldn't drive the tractor beam emitters hard enough, Captain. The beam was flexing, and it was impossible to transfer enough kinetic energy to the moon.
Our options?
We did everything by the book, and a little extra. We need more time or more power, and we're short on both. I'll let you know if there are any rules that we haven't broken yet.
Keep me advised.
We know you're behind us, Q.
These are not my colors. Behind what? What are you blathering about, Riker?
What kind of twisted pleasure does it give you to bring terror into their lives?
What? Whose lives?
The millions of people down there who are watching as their moon falls from the sky.
I haven't the vaguest idea what you're talking about, and I have a much more serious problem. I am no longer a member of the Continuum. My superiors have decided to punish me.
And punish us as well, it seems.
They've said I've spread too much chaos through the universe, and they've stripped me of all my powers. You do not believe me? Would I humiliate myself like this?
If it served your purpose?
It is the truth. I stand before you defrocked, condemned to be a member of this lowest of species, a normal, imperfect, lumpen human being.
They made you human as part of their punishment?
No. It was my choice. I could have chosen to exist as a Markovian fire lizard or a Bozoidian flea. Anything I wished, so long as it was mortal, but I only had a fraction to mull it over, and I chose this, and asked them to bring me here.
Why?
Because in all the universe, you are the closest thing I have to a friend, Jean-Luc.
He is reading fully human, Captain.
Is there an echo in here?
I am even sensing an emotional presence in him. I would normally describe it as being terrifying.
How rude!
Q, what is it you want?
Your compassion. All right, sanctuary on your ship. Dreary as that may sound to the both of us.
Return the moon to its orbit.
I have no powers. Q, the ordinary.
Q, the liar. Q, the misanthrope.
Q, the desperate. Q, the miserable. What must I do to convince you people?
Die.
Very clever, Worf. Eat any good books lately?
You wish to be treated as a human?
Absolutely.
Mr. Worf, throw him in the brig.
Delighted, Captain. But Jean-Luc, you can't do this. You will walk, or I will carry you. Given the choices, I'll walk. Jean-Luc, I'm very disappointed.
Riker to my ready room.
I'm very disappointed. Hey, I would like it in here. I'm claustrophobic. Great. It was a mistake. I never should have chose human. I knew it the moment I said it. To think of the future in this shell, forced to cover myself with fabric due to outdated human morality. Say nothing of being too hot or too cold, growing feeble as the years pass, losing my hair, catching a disease, having an itch, sneezing, being ticklish, having bad breath, having to bathe. Too bad. Klingon. I should have said Klingon. In my heart, I am a Klingon, Worf, so you understand I could never survive in confinement. The universe has been my backyard. This is cruel and unusual punishment. If you would speak to the captain on my behalf, I would be eternally grateful. Which doesn't mean as much as it used to, I admit.
Be quiet or disappear back where you came from.
I can't disappear any more than you can win a beauty contest. Do you think if I asked you a question, you could answer it without troubling your intellect too much? Ready? Here goes. If I still had the powers, would I permit you to lock me away like this?
You have fooled us too often, Q.
Perspicacity incarnate. Please don't feel compelled to tell me the story of the boy who cried Worf.
Computer, activate force field.
Hey, let me out of here. Deactivate this cell, do you hear me? Romulan? I should have said Romulan, you Klingon goat.
The question is, what sort of jaded game is he playing this time?
Maybe he just wants a big laugh. He'll take Brio 4 to the edge of disaster, then pull the moon back.
Or he may have nothing to do with it at all.
You don't honestly believe he's telling the truth, do you?
Oh, I believe it is highly unlikely, but we must proceed with our current dilemma as though Q is powerless to prevent it, don't we?
As we sit and struggle.
I don't see that we have much choice. Mr. Worf, hail the Brielle 4 science station.
They're standing by, Captain.
I'm sorry to report that our first attempt to restore the moon to its orbit has failed.
We have less than 25 hours before impact.
Our chief engineer is working on ways to reinforce our tractor beam.
There is hope, but if you have an evacuation plan.
We have already started moving people from the coastal areas of the western continent.
We'll keep you informed of our progress. Picard out.
I gotta tell you, Geordi is not optimistic.
What the devil?
Data!
Sensors are showing broadband emissions, including Berthold rays.
Lethal?
Negative, Commander. Under 75 rems, very low intensity. More like a soft medical scan. I would speculate that we are being probed.
By whom?
Sensors cannot identify a point of origin. It seems to be coming from all around us.
Ah, you've come to apologize. How nice. No offense taken, all is forgiven.
Enough, Q. What exactly is going on?
Why, Jean-Luc, how can I know what's going on? I've been trapped in this dungeon of yours, tired, alone, and bored to tears.
We have a moon that is inexplicably falling out of orbit, and now the ship has been probed with Berthold radiation.
What? When? I wasn't aware of this. Truthfully, Jean-Luc, I have been entirely preoccupied by a most frightening experience of my own. A couple hours ago, I learned this body was no longer functioning properly. I felt the life oozing out of me. And then, I lost consciousness.
You fell asleep.
It's terrifying. How do you deal with it day after day?
You get used to it.
What other dangers await me? I am totally unprepared for this. I need guidance.
I'm not going to play along with this. If you are going to keep up this charade, you will have to do it on your own.
Jean-Luc, wait. This is getting on my nerves now that I have them. You have a moon with a deteriorating orbit. I have known moons across the universe. Big ones, small ones, I'm an expert. I can help you with this one if you let me out of here.
Q, we are dealing with millions of lives. If you have the power...
I have no power, but I still have the knowledge. Trapped in this puny brain of mine. You can't afford to dismiss that advantage, can you?
Mr. Data! Report to detention cell 3.
On my way, sir.
Remove the force field. If you are human, which I seriously doubt, you will have to work hard to earn our trust.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, Jean-Luc. You only dislike me. There are those in the cosmos who truly despise me.
Mr. Data, you are hereby assigned a Q for the remainder of his stay, escorting to Mr. LaForge in engineering.
Can I have a Starfleet uniform? What are you staring at?
I was considering the possibility that you were telling the truth and really are human.
It is the ghastly truth, Mr. Data. I can now stub my toe with the best of them.
An irony. It means that you have achieved in disgrace what I have always aspired to be.
Humans are such commonplace little creatures. They roam the galaxy searching for something and they don't even know what it is.
The human race has an enduring desire for knowledge and for new opportunities to improve itself.
There is certainly room for improvement. The truth is, Data, they are a minor species in the grand scheme and not worth your envy.
Oh, I do not feel envy.
Good.
I feel nothing at all. That is part of my dilemma. I have the curiosity of the human, but there are some questions I will never be able to answer. What it is like to laugh, or to cry, or to experience any human emotions.
Well, if you ask me, these human emotions aren't all they're cracked up to be.
The moon will hit its perigee in 12 hours. We match its trajectory, apply continuous warp equivalent power 9 to the tractor beam, and that we can keep pushing it for nearly 7 hours. And I think that should do it. But there's a problem.
The Enterprise will be dangerously close to the atmosphere.
That's the problem.
This is incredible!
You see something here, Q?
I think I just hurt my back. I'm feeling pain. I don't think I like it. What's the right thing to say? Ow? Yeah. Ow! I don't think I can straighten up.
Medical assistance to engineering.
Q, I've got a few people down on Brielle 4 who are going to be hurt.
With your marvelous plan, you will not only tear the moon to pieces, but your precious ship as well.
And you have a better idea?
I would certainly start by examining the cause and not the symptom.
We've done that, Q, and there's no way to determine.
This is obviously the result of a large celestial object passing through at right angles to the plane of the solar system, probably a black hole.
Can you recommend a way to counter the effect?
Simple. Change the gravitational constant of the universe. Change the gravitational constant of the universe, thereby altering the mass of the asteroid.
Redefine gravity. How am I supposed to do that?
You just do it. Where is that doctor anyway?
Jordan is trying to say that changing the gravitational constant of the universe is beyond our capabilities.
Oh, well in that case, never mind. Dr. Crusher, Starfleet shipped you back into exile, I see.
Hugh says he has hurt his back.
Well, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it with my own eyes. And I still don't believe it. According to this, you have classic back trauma, muscle spasms.
Well, I have been under a lot of stress lately. Family problems.
Well, you won't get any sympathy from me. You've been a pain in our backside all
Your bedside manner is admirable, Doctor. I'm sure your patients recover quickly, just to get away from you.
You know, it just might work.
We can't redefine the gravitational constant of the universe, but if we wrap a low-level warp field around that moon, we could reduce its gravitational constant. Make it lighter so we can push it.
Glad I could help. Ow! I think
Now what?
something's wrong with my stomach.
It hurts?
It's making noise.
Maybe you're hungry.
How do I know what to order? I've never eaten before.
The choice of meal is often determined by individual tastes.
What do you like?
Although I do not require sustenance, I occasionally ingest a semi-organic nutrient suspension in a silicon-based liquid.
Is it good?
It would be more accurate to say it is good for me, as it lubricates my biofunctions.
It doesn't sound too appealing. What else is there?
A wide variety of items. The replicator can make anything that you desire.
How am I supposed to know what I desire?
I have observed that many food selections are often influenced by the mood of the person ordering.
I'm in a dreadful mood. Order me something appropriate.
When Counselor Troy is in an unhappy mood, she often has something chocolate.
Chocolate?
For example, a chocolate sundae. I cannot speak from personal experience, but I have seen it have a profound psychological impact.
I'll have 10 chocolate sundaes.
10? I have never seen anyone eat 10 chocolate sundaes.
I'm in a really bad mood and I've never eaten before, therefore I must be very hungry. This is not a moment I've been looking forward to.
I heard you got drummed out of the continuum.
I prefer to look at it as a significant career change.
Just one of the boys, huh?
One of the boys with an IQ of 2005.
The captain and much of the crew are not yet convinced that he is truly human.
Is that right, huh? Seems human enough to me.
This is a dangerous creature! How can Picard allow her to join the crew and not me?
Must be terrifying, after being omnipotent all those centuries.
I'm warning you, I still have friends in high places.
Terrorizing one race after another, delighting in the fear of your victims.
From now on, I'll do missionary work.
That would be a very noble cause, Q.
You could learn a thing or two from this one.
Yes, the robot who teaches course in humanities.
I am an android, not a robot.
I beg your pardon.
Get used to it, Q.
What?
Begging. You are a pitiful excuse for a human, and the only way you're going to survive is on the charity of others.
I'm not hungry.
Captain, sensors are picking up a large cloud of energetic plasma bearing 431 Mark 20, range 12 kilometers and closing.
On screen.
Energy patterns are reading as highly organized.
A life form?
Mr. Wolf, attempt to make contact.
Receiving a signal, sir. On speaker.
Computer, analysis of the signal.
Signal patterns indicate intelligence, unable to derive necessary reference to established translation matrix.
The Calamarain!
Captain, we are being hit by a field of energetic tachyons. Penetrating the hull. Location, deck 10, forward.
Red alert! Increase power to shields.
Increasing to 20%.
No effects.
Increasing to 40%.
Still no effects.
Diverting shield harmonics. Diverting power to the forward rate.
The added harmonics are blocking the tachyon.
Help me! Somebody help me!
How the mighty have fallen.
Captain's log, supplemental. We have sustained light damage from an alien species known as the Calamarain. Apparently they have a grievance with Q, no doubt one of the many species that do.
The Calamarain are not very hospitable creatures. They exist as ionized swirls of gas.
What did you do to them to motivate such a vengeance?
Nothing bizarre, nothing grotesque.
You tormented them.
A subjective term, Riker. One creature's torment is another creature's delight. They simply have no sense of humor. A character flaw with which you can personally identify.
I say we turn him over to them.
Oh, my mistake. You do have a sense of humor. A dreadful one.
I'm serious.
Of course. You knew this would happen, didn't you?
I assure you, no one can anticipate the Calamarain. They're intelligent, yes. But undependable, very flighty.
But you have so many enemies, Q, of various shapes and sizes. Certainly you must have been concerned that once you became mortal, some of them might try to look you up.
It occurred to me.
With all your chatter about friendship, the real reason you're here is for protection, isn't it?
You're so bright, Jean-Luc. Yes, of course. I know, human beings, you're all sopping over with forgiveness and compassion. The human race can't wait to absolve almost any offense. It's an inherent weakness in the breed.
What you call weakness, some of us would call strength.
Call it what you want, Picard, but I know that you'll protect me, even though I've tortured you, now and again.
Fighting off every species you've insulted will be a full-time mission, and it's not the one I signed up for.
Indeed, human or not, I want no part of you. We will deposit you at the nearest starbase, let them deal with you.
But I can be a valuable member of your team.
As though you have the faintest notion of teamwork or cooperation.
I'm human. I can learn.
Then I suggest you apply to Starfleet Academy.
Don't use me as a reference.
He has provided important theoretical guidance for Geordi's analysis of the Braille satellite, Captain.
It seems you have an advocate, Q.
I am only stating a fact, Counselor.
Mr. LaForge, your status.
I've been putting together a program to extend the forward lobe of our warp field. Our field coils aren't designed to envelop such a large volume, and I'm attempting to modify their alignment parameters.
Maintaining field integrity will be difficult, Geordi.
We should be able to do it manually. The moon will hit its perigee in 14 minutes.
Mr. Data, escort Q to engineering. You will assist Mr. LaForge. Mr. Worf, hail the Braille 4 Science Station.
Picard really thinks I can't cut it on his starship? I can do anything his little trained minions can do.
I do not perceive your skills are doubted, Q. I believe the Captain is more concerned with your ability to interact successfully with his little trained minions. Engineering. Human interpersonal relationships are most complex. Your experiences may not have adequately prepared you.
I don't want human interpersonal relationships. I just want to prove to Picard that I'm indispensable.
To function aboard a starship, or any human activity, you must learn to form relationships.
Why does this have to be so hard?
Of more immediate importance is your ability to work within groups.
I've never been any good in groups. It's difficult working in groups when you're omnipotent.
You're already beginning to swell again. We have a lot of frightened people down here, Captain.
Your moon has begun moving towards its perigee, Doctor. We are prepared to make our attempt.
Our population has taken shelter. I'm afraid no shelter will be adequate if you fail, especially for those on the Western continent.
Whatever the results, we know you've done your best, Picard.
We'll keep you advised. Picard out.
Captain, sensors are reading increased energy output from the Calamarain.
The forge to bridge. The moon has reached its minimum orbital distance, Captain. It's time.
We'll have to lower our shields.
Proceed. Mr. Wall, keep a close eye on Q's friends out there.
Understood.
Okay, everyone, here's what we're going to do.
Q, everyone already knows what they're going to do except for you. Now here's what
The Forge, obviously my knowledge and experience exceeds yours by about 1 billion times. So if you'll just step aside graciously.
Your experience will be most valuable to me if you can manually control the field integrity.
Don't be ridiculous. That's a waste of my time.
Get to the controls or get the hell out of here. Data, you're my liaison to the bridge. I'll need you with me.
Who does he think he is to give me orders?
Geordi thinks that he is in command here, and he is correct.
Engineering. Holding at station, keeping range 640 meters.
Containment fields to flight tolerance. Warp core to 90%.
Engage field coils. Tractor beam to standby. Field output. Field output.
217.
Full power to impulse engines. Ready to engage tractor beam.
Lowering shields. Engage tractor beam.
Extending warp field forward.
Engineering, is that the forward limit?
Yes, Captain, we are unable to encompass the entire moon.
Do you recommend we proceed?
The 2 parts of the moon will have different inertial densities.
I can adjust the fuel temperature to compensate.
I doubt it.
You don't know what this ship can do, mister. Yes, Captain, I think it still might work. Increasing power to warp field and tractor beam.
And if you're wrong, the moon will crumble due to subspace stress. Don't say I didn't warn you. I don't want to be spoken to in this manner.
Data!
Q, I strongly advise that you return to your post. Inertial mass of the moon has decreased approximately 2.5 million metric tons.
It's working. We can move it. Firing impulse engines.
The moon has moved 0.3%, 0.4%.
Emergency! Shields up!
Disengage tractor beam.
Calamarain attacking! Shields holding. Tachyon field repellent.
Captain, the impact of the blast is pushing us into the upper atmosphere.
Hull temperature rising, 2,000 degrees. 2,500 degrees.
Impulse engines to full. We've got to get out of here.
Calamarain resuming attack! They've overpowered the shields. Hull penetration. Location, deck 36. Engineering.
Geordi, can you direct it to the power of the shield?
We need all the power we have to get out of the atmosphere, Commander. Activating the structural integrity field. It's not working. Structural field harmonics manual.
All temperature decreasing. Geordi, we're in the clear.
Diverting powers in the forward section. Now. Data! Data!
What about me?
The charge knew he knocked out his positronic net.
What can you do for him?
We'll try to reset and charge his motor pathways, recouple autonomic nodes.
There's overpressure in his fluidic systems, thermal shock. If he were mortal, he'd be dead.
Let us not overstate matters here, Doctor. I'm mortal and I survived. The cheers are overwhelming.
You exceed your own standards of selfish preoccupation. Have you no concern for the officer who very probably saved your life?
He's strong. He'll survive.
Osmotic pressure is still negative. Maybe if we bypass the flow regulator.
It would be helpful if everyone just got out of here now.
We'll let you know as soon as there's anything to tell you.
Geordi. The moon's trajectory.
We are only able to buy ourselves another orbit at best. We can try again when the moon reaches its perigee.
And when we lower our shields, the Calamarain will just go after Q again.
He's not worth it, Commander.
Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Come.
Yes, of course, you're right. I am extraordinarily selfish. It served me so well in the past.
It will not serve you here.
Don't be so hard on me, Jean-Luc. You've been mortal all your life. You know all about dying. I've never given it a second thought. Or a first thought, for that matter. I could have been killed. If not for that one brief delay created by Deja, I would have been gone. No more me. And nobody would have missed me, would they? And yet Deja may have sacrificed himself to save me. Why? Why would he risk his own life to save mine?
That is his special nature. He has learned the lessons of humanity well.
I asked myself if I would have done the same, and I'm forced to realize the answer is no, and I feel ashamed.
I am not your father confessor. You will not receive absolution from me, Q. You have brought nothing but pain and suffering to my crew, and to this very moment I am not entirely convinced that this is not your latest attempt at a bad joke.
It is a bad joke. On me. I am the joke of the universe, the king who would be man. As I learn more and more about what it takes to be a human, I am more and more convinced I will never make a good one. I just don't have what it takes, Jean-Luc. Without my powers, I'm frightened of everything. I'm a coward. I'm miserable. And I don't think I can go on this way.
He's going to be all right.
We're repairing his language circuits. He can't talk to us yet.
There are creatures in the universe that consider you the ultimate achievement, android. No feelings, no emotions, no pain, and yet you covet those qualities of humanity. Believe me, you are not missing anything. But if it makes any difference, Deja, you are a better human than I. Where is the main shuttle bay?
Main shuttle bay is located on deck 4.
Take me there.
Captain, an unscheduled shuttlecraft has just been launched.
On screen. Open hailing frequencies.
Frequency open.
Shuttle occupant, identify yourself.
Don't try to stop me, Jean-Luc!
Q! Return to the ship at once!
I just can't go on taking orders.
Captain, the plasma cloud is moving toward the shuttle.
It's easier this way. After I'm gone, they won't bother you anymore.
Prepare to extend shields.
Please don't fall back on the tired cliche of charging to the rescue in the nick of time. I don't want to be rescued. My life as a human was a dismal failure. Maybe this way my death can have a little dignity.
There is no dignity in suicide.
Yes, you're right. The death of a coward. So be it. Besides, as a human I die of boredom.
This goes against all my better judgment. Transporter room 3. Lock onto the shuttle and beam it back to its bay.
Hi, Captain.
Well, it's a perfectly good shuttlecraft.
Captain, unable to transport. For some reason, I can't lock on.
Worf, are you sensing any sort of interference in the Calmaray?
No, Commander, but they are continuing to move toward the shuttle.
Geordi, extend shields around Shuttle 1.
Extending shields. Commander, the shields are not responding. Cause? Unknown.
Lock on tractor beam.
Tractor beam not responding either.
What the hell is going on?
Not bad, Q. Not great, but not bad.
Q!
Sacrificing yourself for these humans? Do I detect a selfless act?
You flatter me. I am simply trying to put a quick end to a miserable existence.
What a dreadful color.
What are you doing here?
I've been keeping track of you.
Really? I always felt you were in my corner.
Actually, I was the one that got you kicked out. You're incorrigible, Q. A lost cause. I can't go to a single solar system without apologizing for you, and frankly, I'm tired of it.
I am not the one who misplaced the entire Delta Ved asteroid belt.
This is not about me. But someone had to keep an eye on you in case you found a way to cause trouble, even as a member of this limited species.
Well, I hope I've kept you amused.
Barely. But these humans are rather interesting. I'm beginning to understand what you see in them. After everything you've done,
They're still intent on keeping you safe.
An inherent weakness in the breed.
And they're still at it. They just tried to
beam your back.
Or whatever. I stopped them.
Well, if the Calamarain will just hurry up and finish this, we'll get you on your way.
No, I put a hold on them too. We still have a matter of this selfless act, Q. You and I both know that the Calamarain would have eventually destroyed the Enterprise to get to you. And that's really why you left.
It was a tiny bit selfless, wasn't it?
And there's my problem. If I go back to the Continuum and tell them that you committed a selfless act just before the end, I'll be tied up with questions and explanations for centuries.
Q, I've learned my lesson.
Remember who you're talking to here? All-knowing. Fine, you have your powers back.
And they wanted to destroy me, did they? Well, if you think I tormented you in the past, my little friends, wait till you see what I do with you now.
Q?
Just wanted to see if you were still watching.
Sir, the aliens have disappeared, and so has the shuttlecraft.
Scan the sector.
I have, sir.
Well, I guess that's the end of Q.
Au contraire, mon capitaine! He's back! I have been forgiven, embraced by my brothers and sisters of the Continuum. I am immortal again, omnipotent again. Swell. Oh, don't fret, Riker. My good fortune is your good fortune.
I don't need your fantasy women, Q.
So, Scarlet Man. You weren't like this before the beard.
Q?
Very well.
Q!
But I feel like celebrating.
I don't. All of it. Now, at the risk of being rude.
Yes, once again I've overstayed my welcome. As a human, I was ill-equipped to thank you. But as myself, you have my everlasting gratitude. But before I go, there is a debt I must repay. To my professor of the humanities. My dear Data, I have decided to give you something very, very special.
If your intention is to make me human, Q.
No. I would never curse you by making you human. Let's just call it a going away present. Data, why are you laughing?
I do not know. But it was a wonderful feeling.
Brile 4 hailing us, Captain.
On screen.
Hard. You've done it.
Excuse me?
It's normal orbit. How did you do it?
I didn't. Stand by, Brill 4.
Let's see, Worf.
Mr. Data, your analysis.
The moon's altitude is 55,000 kilometers. Projected orbit is nearly circular. There is no further danger to the planet.
Good. Data, set a course for Station Nagala 4.
Aye, sir.
Perhaps there's a little humanity left in Q after all.
Don't bet on it, Picard.
I loved it. I loved it. Haley. Yeah. Hey, you guys. You just saw Star Trek. What do you say?
Star Trek.
Light. You guys are like dark faces.
Oh, closer to my life.
Yeah,
so much fun.
Oh, this is still video?
10 stars. I don't know. She might just.
Is this the bonus features?
It's the bonus.
You should interview the stars.
Interview us. We just performed.
It makes me want to watch Star Trek all the time.
This is like what. Yeah. You guys all. Oh, it's fine.
Hi.
Oh, it was great. It was great. I love Vader. I love Darth Vader. He's my favorite.
I did what I could, man. I know you were like, I'm so glad you're here. And I'm just eavesdropping. He fucked with my people.
It looks great.
Yeah, you just had a show.
It was fantastic. I have so much glitter in my pants. I tricked you. I have so much glitter in my pants, and that's not
really different.
That's not a euphemism, Connor.
Fucking nerds, man. What a bunch of fucking losers, man. Reporting in. I would like to have friends, please.
Good job, Todd.
Oh my god, I got touched by two beautiful women.
Yay.